Check 1, 2.
Check.
Check.
So it's a good setup, eh?
I like your setup.
Feels a bit tall, actually.
Is it?
But I don't like holding my mic.
No.
This is good. I got my mic. I got my
you're
coffee.
You're all.
Got cell phone. You describe it.
Yeah, let me paint the picture for the listener. You've got we're in my the DDT basement cave.
Love it.
Yeah, with our good buddy Winston.
Snoring away. And
Duff's got his little setup. He's got a little table in front of him, small little
bedside table
set up in front of him with his mic extended up.
It's probably the table every listener, all 3 listeners have one of these in their basement somewhere.
Probably. I've got a few of those, actually.
Yeah.
Then he's got his coffee and his phone on the table for the topics today.
Yeah. Right.
Topics du jour.
Love it.
Yeah.
No JB today?
Of course not.
Yeah, it says Sunday and he's skiing.
He's trying to get he
surprise.
puts skiing above us, eh?
He puts
a lot of things
above
above
us.
us
For the show. Yeah. Things JB puts above us.
A lot of things. Pretty much everything.
What would he have us above?
Nothing.
I wonder. Nothing. If nothing's going on, we'll see him.
Exactly.
He'll be here to fact check.
Housework,
skiing, kids' sports, wife's sports.
Yeah.
Maintaining his rank.
Television evangelists.
The religion on air. Yeah, you name it. Anyways,
everything's above.
We love it when he's here. It's also a very special occurrence, I guess, when it does happen.
Yeah, or maybe that's why he
makes it special.
Yeah. I'm holding my mic, by the way.
Unless we have a guest. If we have a guest, he'll prioritize us more. That must change our priority if it's not just us.
I bet you he'll be with us next week. I bet.
Yeah, there'll be no skiing next week for JB.
No, because we have a guest.
Yeah.
We should have a guest.
I'll bet you he'll be here next week like he shoveled his laneway.
I still don't believe that he didn't.
I don't believe it at all.
I don't think he...
Well, when we get to the show, we can talk about that.
Okay.
In fact, it's my first topic.
Oh, is it?
Nice little precast
transition
there. I have Windy Shovel. Back from Sin City and the Big Nickel. How early is too early to get the garden going? What's your favorite garden hack? We try not to talk about the obvious on this show, but sometimes we get eclipsed all the time with this approach.
Oh.
Cost-saving hacks and soup recipes. Kunk on Earth is my pick of the week.
Okay.
Which you haven't even heard of.
It,
fantastic little docu-series, we'll call it. And, of course, our favorites, Money Doesn't Matter. And there is a definite need to update the listeners on your trip to Italy planning.
Oh.
Specifically pertaining to car rentals and luggage requirements. I think we're ready to go.
All right.
Warning. This podcast will be an injurious waste of your time. Warning. This podcast will be an injurious waste of your time.
Yeah, good morning. I'll take a medium with 2 sugar and a medium regular, please. Oh, DDT. How's it going?
Off, Duff. Blessed morning.
Blessed morning to you. It is a blessed morning out there.
It is gorgeous. Yeah. It's gorgeous out there today.
You'd think we went from the high Arctic 3 days ago to sunny middle latitudes today.
Yeah,
with that
no
sunshine and green grass.
Exactly. I have to apologize.
Yeah?
To our listener.
Okay.
And there, that's it. That's the apology.
I thought you were going to
apologize
because there are many things you could be apologizing
Well, it's
for.
it's just for yeah, of course, but I'm just saying for this podcast in general.
God,
let's apologize for that the injurious waste of time that for the next 50 to an hour.
Yeah, if you're sitting in today, clearly you don't have anything better to do.
Exactly.
Is that the point?
Exactly. Well, there's no football.
Kind of like you watching. Oh yeah, kind of like you watching the Sens last night.
Oh,
what the hell?
Well, they made a game of it, but a little too late.
I shouldn't talk. My Jays made a game of it too.
Did they lose? I didn't even see.
They were down 6-0. It looked rough. Gosman was out in the second inning. So
in the second?
Yeah, quick. It was cold down there. I don't think Gosman's a cold weather pitcher. early entrance to the bullpen. Long story short, they clawed back.
Jays in 30.
No, I watched
from Duff.
I watched
No, no.
Jays in 240, and
But this is Jays in 30 seconds from Duff.
oh, gotcha, yeah. No, props to Jays in 30. That is the way to watch a game if you miss it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
As the listener knows, I PVR a lot of my sporting events and watch it at my own pace.
And I try to spoil them.
Yeah, you do. So I don't even have my phone within 100 yards when there's a PVR game on.
I'm the foil.
Yeah.
Also the jester.
You're the jester. We can get to that later.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm watching the game in real time with the wife, who's also a big fan, and they're clawing back. And fast forward to the 9th inning, top of the 9th in New York, and it's 9-8.
Oh wow!
The Jays clawed right back.
Wow.
Springer's at the plate with a runner on and strikes out.
Oh.
So yeah, one, but they were down to their last out literally a couple of times.
And
kept it going. Last strike. Last strike, last out, kept it going. Poor Springer. First pitch right down the middle, just watches it. Strike. And then the next two, out of the strike zone, he swings at both. Easy for us non-armchair seated sports people here.
Baseball.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But you know what? The thing with baseball, I love watching these guys. They're not. We take it so much more seriously as fans.
You think?
100%. They're their demeanor is good for these games. They have 162 games to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're upset if they don't win or they don't score or they don't hit.
Are they out of it already though?
No, they're not. That's my point.
Because they've won what? One game so far?
They've won 4.
Oh,
they're
really?
4-5.
Really?
Yes, they're in the mix, man.
Okay.
They're in the tough American League East, and as long as they can, hold their own against American League East opponents, they should do very well against the rest of the league.
Yeah.
Like when these, it's such a.
You keep talking. I'm gonna open my.
Yeah,
coffee.
do your thing. It's such an imbalanced league, baseball, and to this day, I don't know why the powers that be didn't fight harder to get the Jays into the American League Central. It makes geographic sense. It makes sense for rivalries. So I'm talking teams like Cleveland, Detroit, Minnesota. Like, why aren't we playing with teams like that? I'm so sick of playing. It is good today, eh?
Yeah, it's very good.
I'm so sick of playing the Yankees and the Red Sox and the friggin' Tampa Bay. It seems like they're always playing Tampa Bay. I know that's a ridiculous thing to say.
Yeah, how many times did they play these teams?
It seems
in
like
this season.
It's a 162 game season. You know how many times we play Tampa Bay?
I don't know.
45 times.
Is that really?
That's what it seems like.
Oh.
Really? Are you kidding me? They don't play them a third of the time, man.
I don't know. You're saying they plays them all the time.
It seems like they do.
Which is true.
It's so tiring.
I remember last year. It's like, who are they playing? Oh, it's Tampa
Bay.
again.
Tampa Bay.
They started the season this year playing Tampa.
Yeah, so I think last year they started with a more balanced season, meaning you'll play teams from the other divisions more and teams from your own less, which is thankful for me anyways.
Well, how many games do they play against
the
East?
10 to 12, I'm guessing.
And then against the rest?
Almost slightly less, I'm guessing now. I don't remember that. If our fact checker was here,
yeah, exactly,
it'd be helpful, wouldn't it?
It would be, but alas, he's not.
Yeah, and I think in the past, like you might play a team from the West Coast once, like you would have 4 games against the LA Angels.
Yeah,
and one year it'd be out there, and the next year it'd be here.
Right.
That's not enough. So now I think it's at least probably a home series and an away series. So maybe 8 games.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe only 6. I don't even know. I'm talking like
you're right. They've got they put the emphasis too much on
rivalries,
division play, I guess. But I mean, there is huge rivalries there between Boston and
for sure
New York Yankees.
But we don't need in that. Is my point. Like, get us out of there. We could have natural rivalries against teams like
Detroit.
Cleveland, Detroit, Minnesota, even whatever. Okay.
Anyway.
So you're back.
I'm back. You're back. You're back. We're back.
You picked up a bug, I heard, in the Big Nickel.
Yeah.
You're under the weather for a few days.
That is correct.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So nothing came back with me from Vegas. I feel great,
That's
refreshed.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, it was clean, man. Oh, what a trip. It worked. I listened a little bit to our cast post-mortem.
Wasn't
when I got
bad.
back. It was okay.
Yeah.
No, the cast itself was high level as always.
Yeah.
But the technical aspect was good. It was better than I thought. Like, it was okay.
Yeah, it's a Zoom. Like we're both on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I'm
Wi-Fi
at my
and Zoom, yeah.
Yeah, I'm at my
Yeah.
mother-in-law's place.
Yeah.
She doesn't have high-speed internet.
No. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not the.
That was low speed, was
Well,
it?
I don't know if it's low speed, but it's not certainly not high
It's
speed.
not high speed.
No. So you get that stuff on there and
Medium speed.
medium speed. You see that commercial?
No.
It's,
With the spaceship?
It's yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. This is
That
she
was
doesn't have
us.
cable speed,
Yeah.
but she doesn't have
Okay.
whatever the other
Yeah,
speed
yeah, yeah.
was.
Yeah. That was us.
Yeah, that basically was us.
Yeah.
But sometimes you talk over each other, and then you're like, "Who's
Yeah,
talking?"
I
Because you
know.
can't like
You can't see.
you turned off your video,
Oh.
to not.
The video was worse.
Yeah, the video
Because you'd see your
yeah.
face moving. Yeah.
It was like a badly.
Jackie Chan
I was
movie.
just gonna say
Yeah.
a badly dubbed.
Yeah. Badly dubbed.
Chinese movie.
So I thought it was just easier. I know you wanted it left on for all the sights around the pool, but
There was nothing where you were though.
there was something.
You panned around a couple times. Yeah, your feet
Yeah, my feet.
and your knees. Your feet and your knees.
There
That was
wasn't
all
much
that-
because that was at like 10 or 10:30 local time. If I
That's true,
remember.
right?
And it was
Everybody's hungover, still in
it
bed.
was, yeah, and it was a bit fresh. Yeah, I think we were talking 12 or 13 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not pool weather.
No, but in the sun, it was nice, man. I miss it. That was
Already,
one of
yeah.
the best trips to Vegas. That's why I
Nice.
wanted to bring it back up again.
Nice.
Because that's the way to do it. All you Vegas wannabes out there, get out there, check out Flare Air. Shout out to Flare Air. This episode brought to you by Flare Air.
Oh my God.
And
Free advertising.
it was smooth, man. Like, if you're in the Ottawa area.
Yeah, but weren't some people pissed by the fact that they had to end up paying for their?
Oh, I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
Oh,
So if you're aware of how things work, you should be fine. And Flair seems to operate out of a few different cities. So I don't know if all the cities have direct to Vegas or not.
right.
But if you're lucky enough to live in the nation's capital, like Winston here, and you
What a nice little puppy.
want to hop to Vegas for
Yeah.
4 or 5 days, it seems the flights go out and back on a Friday and out and back on a Monday. I think the next plan is Monday to Friday.
Oh,
In the summer sometime.
There you go.
Just hop on. It's 5 hours there, 4 hours back. You clear U.S.
summer? No. You can clear customs here at the
You
Ottawa
clear
airport.
U.S. Customs in Ottawa here. That's
Yeah.
what I was about to say. And, super smooth. Nice
With my,
planes, good people.
Nexus Trusted Traveler card, I'd get right through.
I don't see the advantage in Ottawa. I saw the line. Yeah. No advantage in Ottawa, I would say.
There has been. I'm
sure there could be.
I have taken advantage of it here in Ottawa, and
You-
especially Toronto.
Sure. So you would want the Nexus, you as in the listener, if you traveled a lot, or if you traveled through Toronto to the U.S., I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and if you are the listener wanting a Nexus,
Yeah.
you're traveling a lot to
Get in there
US.
quick.
Yes.
Get in there quick.
They are raising the rate
I hear it's going up.
up to 120. I think it is
Canadian.
120 Canadian.
I hear it's American.
Is it 120 American?
I'm pretty sure it's all U.S. funds, I would guess.
No. I paid $50 Canadian.
$50 Canadian.
Well, I think it was a little bit more now, but
Wow.
It's not going. It wasn't as high as 120.
Okay. It's practical. It's useful, I'd say. Eh?
I use it at the border, as you know,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, I find it a bit annoying when
Really?
you give me that card and
You know, it's
I
what's
give
the
them
pa-
my passport in your Nexus.
Yeah,
I think it draws red flags.
yours, your
No,
passport does.
You trying to pass off a Nexus in a non-Nexus line with a non-Nexus traveler.
Yeah, well, I don't need to bring my passport and worry about leaving it.
That's why
Losing it.
That's actually why I would want it, because then it could just sit in my wallet and that's it.
That's
right?
where I have mine.
Nexus,
it's in my
yeah.
wallet.
Come to think,
What's
of it,
in your
why-
wallet?
A Nexus card.
Exactly.
What is that for? American Express? What's in your
Yeah,
wallet?
I know. I can't remember. No, it's not American Express. It's
Marketing meme of the week with
the
DDT.
yeah. We should do that.
What's in your
Things we should.
wallet? An insurance company?
No, it's a credit card company. It's like
Okay.
the
Chase-
Capital One or
Chase
Chase.
Capital One. It's Capital. It's
Capital
one of those.
One, yeah.
Amazing how we get fed those American ads, eh?
Oh.
Right here.
I know.
So anyhow, yeah, by the way, 3 or 4 days in Vegas. That's all you need. It's not, it's not quantity over quality. It's like I swear, 3 nights is perfect. If I had one more night there,
Yeah.
my whole experience might have went from like a level 4+ to God knows
Yeah.
what. Because it turns quick too. And
Yeah.
if you're losing a lot of money, it can't be good. If if you're just spending a lot of money, like it's not a cheap place.
No, I know.
And what I guess what made it perfect for me was it felt like an all-inclusive free vacation because I wasn't buying anything.
It was for you.
Pretty much was, yeah. So how fun is that?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
I had my own room in a suite.
Yeah. Presidential?
Well, I don't know what you call it. It's the end. It's like the whole end of the hallway was this suite, and it
Right.
had 4 rooms,
Oh.
and I had my own room.
Okay.
And then there were 2 living rooms, and then my travel mates shared the other room, which
okay.
was incredible.
Okay. All comped, eh?
All comped.
Yeah.
All comped. And the food was fantastic. My goodness. Played. Okay, if the listener is still listening, I know we talked about this before, but maybe you're just tuning in for the first time today because you didn't like the audio last week. Yeah, I played my first poker tournament in person.
Right.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot less complicated than I thought. Obviously, the rules are all the same as online.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more pressure being in person, but
You get to see their tells.
there were some tells. And my biggest mistake was just assuming these players were better than they were. Like, I really do need to simplify things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Rookies aren't bluffing. Like, they're really not most of the time, right?
So speaking of which, I'll just
Yeah.
interrupt quickly
okay.
for a short Tony Gabriel.
Yeah.
I was watching WPT on when I got back from Saturday. I was sick. As you
I've
know.
enjoyed watching that.
We've talked about how
Yeah.
I was ill.
Yeah.
So I'm watching WPT, and it was the final table,
Ooh.
and the dude that was winning,
Yeah.
he had something like 20 million in chips or something
Yeah.
like that, way above everybody else. But he kept bluffing.
Okay.
Oh my God, the guy had like no cards,
He was bluffing.
and it was a masterpiece in
Yeah.
bluffing.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was like, why?
See, it can.
Guy's got like ace king,
Yeah.
and he's folding
Yeah. Yeah.
because the other dude is like
So
bluffing so much.
It happens.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah.
If you set it up with some strong hands that people know you have, followed by bluffing, because then they still in their heads see those cards. That's when the bluffing works well, and it only
Yeah, it
works
goes
at a
with the-
table like that with
Right.
people that can play.
Well, and it goes with the betting too, right?
Yeah.
If the guy throws in like
Yeah.
he's not slow betting. Well,
Yeah.
in a way, I guess he is slow betting.
Slow betting and
But
like
raising
100 and then another.
Well, he's raising all the time.
Yeah,
right?
I'm a classic
Yeah.
slow better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he really took a couple of those guys for.
I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, it was,
Mm.
and I'm sitting there yelling at the TV basically.
Yeah.
He's bluffing.
You can't tell.
You got
though.
ace king.
You don't know.
You got a pair of tens. He's bluffing.
So are they throwing? They're not. They're throwing out after they see the flop with an ace king and nothing hit, kind of.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great time to bluff
Yeah.
because if you
Yeah.
got an ace king and they flip jack 10-9 or something, like that's a wet board, man.
Well,
Like,
you're looking at in that case. That's like, oh, okay. There's a straight there.
yeah.
And
Oh,
what-
sorry. Well, that's not a good example. You're right. Like two sixes and a 10.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And then it's like you've got nothing, but you're thinking, shit, if he has a 6, I'm out.
Yeah. Exactly.
If he happens to have double anything, I'm out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. What a great game, though. Like, it is
Oh,
a
it was-
really great game.
It was fascinating. I
Yeah.
don't know who won. I watched like
Yeah.
4 episodes in a row,
Okay.
and then they went to like some
Wow. It's a lot
other
of
show,
poker.
and
Okay.
without showing what the final was.
Wow. Yeah. And you know what? Like, a lot of friendly people there, and it was $60 to get into play.
Yeah.
So I played
buy-in.
4 hours of poker, 2 different tournaments, $60 each one. And people are losing $60 in 5 minutes, man, on video terminals and things like that. Even
Yeah.
blackjack, friggin'
Yeah.
blackjack, man. You
Yeah.
can lose money fast there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But if you want an enjoyable experience, free drinks, meet some fun people, yeah, I highly recommend the Poker Room at Mandalay Bay.
Well, this is the
this segment of the show brought to you by the Poker Room at Mandalay Bay.
This show is being sponsored by everybody that doesn't give us money.
They give us a good time.
They
give us a good time.
That's a good point.
That's
a good point.
So we shouldn't say sponsored. Just
we should say
a thank you shout out to the following.
Right.
Yeah.
Good point. How many days do you think is optimal in Sudbury?
So I also love Sudbury. You know that.
I know you do.
Yeah. Mind you, we would have different.
So does JB, actually.
Yeah, we would. Well, he says he does. I don't know.
Well, he's got his cousin that lives around the corner from my mother-in-law up there.
Yeah. Are they tight?
They don't know each other.
They're
him and his cousin?
They don't even know each other.
No, they used to be tight, he said.
No, sorry, I'm not asking if his cousin and your family are tight.
That's what I was
that's hilarious. They don't even know each other.
That's that's a bit
ideal. That's a great question.
Yeah.
So I as you know, I've spent many a moon in Sudbury, mainly through previous careers.
Yes. I know.
The highlight of which was basically a 4-month stint, like over a summer, cleaning up a old oil terminal, basically.
Right. But when you're like 20.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Different as well.
And
right?
And Solid Gold was open.
Well, different establishments, man. Different times. Yeah.
You can go there.
Different itineraries. Absolutely. The Caruso Club's still there. And I can't believe you don't make it over there.
I don't know. I heard it was closing down.
There's no way the Caruso Club is closing. So. Winston,
we didn't go
can you run a quick fact check on the Caruso Club?
Oh, guys, the Caruso Club is still there.
So the Caruso Club, for the listener, Italian-Canadian buffet, right in the heart of Gatchel, isn't it?
Gatchel, yes. Near the stack.
So you go in, you pay, near the stack, in the shadow of the stack.
In the shadow of the stack.
Might have been $10 all you can eat, and it was great food, man. Salads, soups, pastas.
Obviously, in the last 20 years, I've been to a couple weddings at the Caruso Club.
Okay, yeah, they would do stuff like that still.
Oh, yeah.
But no, what I liked about Sudbury a lot was the environs surrounding, the nature, the hikes, the canoeing, the fishing, like the blueberry picking, for heaven's sake. So much,
So did I don't know, I can't remember if I mentioned on the cast, but when we got there on Friday, I had a nap, ate dinner.
Yeah.
So I got there around 3, I guess.
On Friday.
Had a nap.
Good Friday.
5 o'clock, ate some dinner.
Yeah.
6 o'clock, I was in bed.
Oh.
I was gonna have another nap. I
woke
up at.
Were you feeling ill already?
No, I was. I felt fine, but maybe I was carrying something.
Yeah.
Got up at midnight, took good old Winston out to go busy, and went back to bed and got up at 8, 9 that morning.
Wow, I cannot do that.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It was like every time I go to Sudbury, I don't know what it is. Something in the air. It's the sulfur.
It's the relaxation of it all. Like for once, you're not doing everything, right?
True.
You're getting taken care of. You got no responsibilities.
That's true.
You're like a young jester DDT once again.
Well, you know. Why don't we talk about that?
Well, hang on. I just had another memory of Sudbury.
Oh, okay.
I was actually in my head thinking of my time there over the summer, cleaning up some contaminated sites, let's say. But in my university, I had a 4-month work term at Inco in Sudbury through the winter.
Okay.
And I don't know if the Podbeansky listener ever heard this one before, but I worked underground growing trees to replenish the barren landscape up there.
Right.
It's a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Stayed at Cambrian College. I guess that's the name of it.
Yeah.
Had a room there.
Yeah.
Super cheap, and it was friggin' cold that winter.
Oh. Yeah, Sudbury can be.
Yeah, we're talking late 90s, and I had my mom's T-Bird as my vehicle.
Love it.
And if that thing wasn't plugged in overnight, it wasn't starting.
Oh, God,
it was a cold winter up there.
The years of the cars not starting in the winter.
Well, and it was the years when we actually had minus like 35, minus 40, like cold minus 30 plus nights regularly. We didn't.
Well, Sudbury gets that all the time.
It's a little colder than here to start with. But
sure.
we don't even get minus 30s much anymore.
Well,
here.
we didn't this winter, so I'm happy about that.
Global warming, DDT.
Global warming. Oh. World's ending.
How else
did you know
explain
that?
It?
7 years.
The world's always ending, man.
According to like Bill Gates and.
Oh, really?
John Kerry and. Al
John
Gore.
Kerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Kerry? No, John Kerry. Yeah, the former senator.
Those poor dates get passed a lot, eh? Like, what's his name? Al Gore had some dates that have been passed as well. Anyways, we digress.
Do you remember, though? Do you remember in the 70s, it was all about global cooling?
I was barely alive in this. I wasn't even alive in most of the 70s.
That's true. You're a bit younger than I am.
Does the young jester remember the 70s?
I do. Yeah. And they used to Time magazine, the next ice age.
Oh, okay.
All this sort of stuff.
Global cooling.
Global cooling.
So they fought hard against that.
Yeah,
by polluting
like,
more.
We can't have global cooling.
So they polluted more.
Going to have big ice age.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're just working back against it again. Maybe.
Times change. We need to do something to make money on.
You know. What were you saying just before that? We wanted to get into something.
Oh, the jester thing.
The jesters.
Yeah, like last night I get this text.
Yeah.
I forget exactly what. I don't have my.
It was pretty
phone
funny.
on me, but it was something
funny.
about who's.
I send out a cold text to you and JB saying, "Do you have a jester, or who would you have as your jester?
Right.
Who would you have as your jester?"
And I kind of looked at that, going, "What the heck is he talking about?"
Laughed.
Right? Yeah, I laughed.
Yeah.
And of course, immediately I thought, if
you could be one,
I could be your jester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was my daughter. We were out doing some grocery. Oh my God! You know when you should do groceries in this friggin' city?
When?
Saturday night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not busy.
We went and did some thrifting and some clothing exchanging. Made a few bucks. Good hack there. Cost saving hack.
There you go.
Get your old clothes
Money
to someone that
doesn't
might
matter.
want them.
Yeah.
No, money does matter. So that's a cost saving hack.
There you go.
But we hit our favorite little food stop, No Frills. We were the only people in the store at like 8 o'clock. Well, because most people have a life 8 o'clock
they're
Saturday
watching
night,
Sens
I guess.
game losing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we were in and out of there. I got my ingredients for my minestrone soup.
That's
my
for
Wolfgang minestrone, which
For
I'll
later
share with
today?
the listener later. Great, tasty, cost-saving hack.
Great.
But anyway, she shows me a little clip from a TikTok or something, how jesters are coming back.
Really?
And she goes, "If you had a jester, Dad, who would it be?" And I didn't even get time to say anything before she goes, "It would be Darcy, wouldn't it?" DDT, as the listeners would
and
know.
then you text that to us, and of course I'm like, what the hell is this all
That's
about? But
too
then I
funny.
say, it'd probably be me.
That was classic. But I wonder if the good listener, how they would feel about that. Is it time
To bring back
the jester?
the court jester?
Or just the everyday jester?
The government jester? You got
The everyday
338 of them in the House of Commons.
Excellent point.
Eh?
Yeah. So each province has a collection of them right there.
Exactly. And municipal.
I would go even further than that. Yeah. Provincial legislatures and municipal parliaments.
They're all jesters.
They're full of them.
Yeah, exactly.
So our jester could be Doug Ford.
There you go.
He's too big physically.
Shouldn't
jesters be tiny?
Here's I was saying in one of the podcasts how I had to throw out a question to Doug Ford.
Yeah, fantastic.
At one of the
on your professional side, yeah.
Right. On my
That's
professional
awesome.
side. But it's off-putting. I'll tell you why.
Now, I haven't yet to hear this on national news. I got to find it somewhere.
Oh, it was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but
so
it got on. It got on.
I don't know. You'd have to check. You'd have to check our station to find that. But
will you repeat the question for the listener?
I can't even remember what it was now.
It was
something to do with how
carbon tax.
No, it was not carbon tax.
Housing.
It was something to do with the courts in Ontario are backlogged, so violent criminals are being let out.
Right.
Back on the streets, waiting trial.
So was your question to Mr. Ford?
What is he going to do about it?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do about it? And then, of course, he didn't answer the question. He went on to talk about like how they
beer and stuff.
Well,
like that.
how they've put money towards like finding the car thieves and stopping car thefts.
Sure.
If you break the law, you're going to be in jail. Well, it's probably not because the courts are backed up. So he'll be right back out on the street.
Yeah, he danced around it like a jester.
He did.
Yeah.
Very good. But where was I going with this?
Something about asking another question.
Oh, I was saying it was off-putting to ask him the question because most politicians will look at you when you're asking the question.
Sure.
They'll turn to you.
Yeah.
He does not turn to look at you. They have it live streamed. So he looks at his live streaming camera the whole time.
Wasn't in person.
It
no,
was,
it was,
it
but
was
he's looking at the camera. Yeah.
so
yeah.
it was a press conference, and there's lots of media around, other cameras and stuff. But he's looking right at his live streaming camera.
Mm-hmm.
He's not looking at the reporters when they're asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
I find that a bit off-putting, a little bit.
Like
I was nervous enough.
You're
I'm
thinking
usually
about that instead of focusing on the question.
exactly
Yeah.
like he's not looking at me.
Yeah.
But I was actually nervous asking him the question.
Yeah.
I don't usually I've done
It's been a while.
tons of interviews.
It's been a while.
And asking questions.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever asked Doug Ford a question.
Interesting.
And
That's cool.
our mayor was standing right beside him.
Yeah, so you'd be nervous because of all the high bigwigs.
Yeah, but I don't normally. I did an interview with Olivia Chow, the mayor of Toronto.
Oh, cool.
Like a couple months ago.
Fun. Yeah.
And asked her, she went off topic, and I was
Trying to
like,
bring her back.
Yeah, I was like, no, you're not getting off. And she goes, but getting back to she saw that I was like,
oh, that's just...
yeah. She's like, but getting back to your
yeah,
question.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat, eh?
Yeah, but that was a more personal setting with other media, but still, it was more.
Yeah.
But Doug, he's just looking straight ahead. He
Programmed.
doesn't.
Yeah.
It's like it's a little. At least JT, your buddy,
He's not
he'll
my
look
buddy.
over at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And other ministers and stuff will look at the person asking the question.
What I struggle with politics, as you know. And I respect the people that devote their life to it. It's their life. They've got no private life. I'm talking Ford and Trudeau.
Once you're in the once you're a sitting politician.
Yeah, you can agree
really
or disagree, but it must be nonstop.
Even backbenchers to a certain degree.
To a certain degree.
Not as bad, obviously.
Much less.
Yeah, much less. But
yeah.
They're still out there with the announcements that the ministers make, and they're still in the public.
But I do think being a backbench MP is a pretty nice gig. I saw the new salaries posted.
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't know if the listeners know this. $400K for the PM, $300K for the leader of the opposition, and backbench MPs are now at $200,000.
Yeah. Some of that is tax-free too, right? They get a tax exemption.
Not only that, but the travel and the accommodations.
You get those expenses.
If you're a backbench MP from...
BF.
I'm thinking BFN, right? But yeah, from Saskatchewan, right?
Yeah.
In let's say a community that's not super challenging.
Yeah.
Just pretty chill community, let's say, if there is such a place anywhere.
Yeah.
And you're there half the time with your little office, shaking hands, going to schools. Kissing babies. And then you fly to Ottawa to get your fancy apartment in the precinct.
Yeah.
And expenses paid and watch Sens games. And you sit in and maybe or maybe not, you actually go to Parliament when you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And sit there for what? What's a session? 2 months? 1 month?
Oh, so I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had their Christmas break.
Yes.
I'll give you an example of this first half.
Yeah, the timing. Yeah.
They had their Christmas break, which went until sometime in January.
Oh, yeah. You can't rush back.
Right? No. And then they come back. Okay. They spent, I don't know if it was quite a month.
And then it's Easter.
No. No.
March break.
Quebec March break.
Oh.
So they had the week off there.
Yeah.
So that was the first week of March.
Okay.
So they come back late. I think it was mid to around January 20th or something around there where they came back. Then they go to the Quebec March break.
So they're sitting for about a month. Okay.
They go to Quebec March break.
Yeah.
Okay. That's off.
Yeah.
Week right after is the rest of the country March break.
So they're off for 2 weeks?
They're off for 2 weeks.
Okay.
They came back.
Yeah.
For so that would have been, I think it was
2
only
weeks.
2 weeks.
And then Easter.
And then they were off for the week of Easter.
Yeah.
They were off last week.
They probably never have a break of less than a week. That I'm okay with. You don't want to fly to Vancouver and then have to fly back.
Yeah. But they were off last week as well, so they had 2 more weeks
there. Yeah.
They're back this week. The budget is coming up as well.
Yeah.
Which is the following week. And I think they have another break after that.
Okay.
So they're
and then there's the famous summer recess.
Well, then sometime in June, mid to late June, they'll take their summer recess, which comes back in September.
See,
that's a
nice gig. Yeah.
Especially this year. Last year wasn't the same, but this year,
they
have not really sat at all in Parliament.
See, So if you're a backbench MP without a chunk of responsibilities, you can focus on your people in your riding and shake hands and kiss babies, right? Yep, exactly. $200K.
Exactly.
What's stopping DDT from throwing his hat in the ring?
Who's going to vote for the DDT?
You could unite the jesters of the country. Perhaps even form your own party.
The jester party.
The jesters.
Eh? Uh-huh.
Or find some sort of synonym for jester and the modern and then somewhere deep in the description we want to bring the jester back to its proper position.
Yeah. Well, you could almost say that the Speaker of the House is a jester.
Yeah.
The way that thing has been a poop show in the last year or whatever it was.
We've had good speakers in the past.
You know what sucked, though?
It all sucks.
Well, you know what sucked?
What?
It was the day before the big speakers party over at his house in Gatineau.
I remember, and you were
that they canceled.
You were on the invitation list.
I was, and they got booted. He got booted, or he resigned, I guess.
Horrible timing, because you missed out on the show.
I did. Yeah. And they gave all the food to the food banks, but the food banks were complaining. It's like, who wants like crab salad? Who wants scallops? You know?
Oh my God. The caviar didn't sit well on York Street.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I wonder what they did with the booze.
Yeah, where'd the booze go? Yeah. But that's ridiculous. They could have had the party still, couldn't they?
Well, I think
or bumped it till the new speaker came in.
Yeah, which they could have. That would have been a couple weeks. I don't know if the caviar would have held for 2 weeks.
What a joke.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So anyway, I'm just saying they don't.
Yeah.
They don't sit. This term they haven't sat very much.
And, it's amazing.
And so why not bring the jester back in?
Why not?
You know.
Or why do we even my thing all along? Why do we have so many of those guys? And why can't it be a little bit more efficient? Why can't we maybe meet more frequently but less intensely? I don't know.
And I got to tell you,
I don't get it.
JT, your buddy,
it's not my buddy,
is not taking questions from the press gallery.
I haven't seen him on air hardly at all.
He's just campaigning these days.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Announcement here, $1 billion there, $10 billion here.
I said it to you.
$5 billion there, right?
Mark my words. I said it to you yesterday. Here is Canadian politics heading into the next election in a nutshell.
Yeah,
we've got 4. I'm not counting the Green Party.
Right.
We've got 3 leaders right now that are useless. We've got 3 leaders that are not very well liked or good.
Right.
Okay. Justin Trudeau is power hungry and arrogant, in my opinion. This is not the opinions of the editors, the producers, or the people that run this show.
I'm the producer, and I concur with your assessment.
It is.
It is.
But it's not. It's not necessarily needed.
It is the opinions of the producers.
I don't think he is a great leader. I think if the Liberal Party, this is my fear actually as well, because deep down I kind of don't want another term of Liberals. But if they turfed him and brought in a new leader of moderate competence, they would win in a landslide. Yeah. I truly believe that. Yeah. They won't, because Trudeau is power hungry. Yeah. I think he's hanging on.
I agree.
And if he leads the party into the next election, they will not win, simply put. Jagmeet Singh, I do not like. I don't trust him. I'm hearing rumors of interfighting within that small party. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of great history from that party. They stand for stuff. I like them in some ways. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Kind of the same deal. If they got rid of him, I think they'd do a lot better. Mm-hmm. The Conservatives, great platforms most of the time. Mm-hmm. Again, tremendous history. Look at the turnout and the accolades from poor Mr. Mulrooney's passing away. Mm-hmm. That's the golden age of Canadian politics.
Yeah,
I think there's such a strong history.
Well, I think a lot of people are saying, they were progressive conservatives.
Sure.
PC party.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Today it's just conservative.
And there is a subtle but distinct difference there. And
Yeah.
I am definitely more,
Harper kind of transition.
Yeah, I am more of a progressive conservative. Like, I loved Brian Mulrooney, and I was only a young pup at the time, just a wee jester, if you will. Polyev, I think he's the best of the three.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that says a lot, because I think
No.
Winston could throw his hat in there and be the best of the three. I liked Polyev a lot more a few years ago than I do now.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, same thing. If that party could find someone a little more personable, a little less edgy, and you said this yourself, he's a bit hard on reporters, of all people, from time to time.
Yeah.
I think they could win in a landslide, but I also think they may win in a landslide anyway, because there's so much fatigue with the present setup.
Yeah.
And when we say Liberals, let's call it as it is. It's the Liberal NDP coalition, basically.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
you've got two choices. And
Yeah.
again, I have a strong Green Party background myself. Love those guys, but they're not a true competitor in this whole thing at all, really, right? So just considering those three, and your buddy the Bloc, I don't know, they're not real either. You're looking at the Conservatives or the NDP Liberal coalition. Who's going to win if the election's today? Polyev.
Yeah, for sure. Here's the thing about I'll just do a little addendum of the Green Party.
Do it.
You know, they have Elizabeth May is still, but she's a co-leader.
Yeah.
With
There's
some
all
other
these
dude.
weird tweaks to that.
Some other
party.
dude.
I know.
I forget his name.
It's the guy that holds the seat in Victoria or somewhere.
No, he's not elected.
Oh, because they have
he's not an
two
MP.
seats, do they not?
Mike Morris is one of the other
Okay.
Green Party. He is definitely in the House, but
See, I don't even know.
the other leader, the other co-leader
I'm
is
gonna ask
not.
Winston to run a fact check here.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
oh no, 41. I gotta make a note of that.
What did I do?
Fact check. Got to put in the bump.
Oh,
the
okay.
little bumper there.
Cool.
Fact check. Fact check.
So yeah, a little addendum to the to that. So the Green Party, I don't know what direction they want to go in because they can't even select an outright leader. Miss May is hanging on to her status, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though I thought she was supposed to retire, but anyway,
Yeah.
they're not going to make any type of difference. But I think you're right. I think Mr. Polyev has been hammering home his message, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I think his not his reputation, but his I don't know, what do you call it?
His
His
demeanor, his
demeanor,
popularity.
It's taken a bit of a hit the
Yeah.
way he's been acting a little bit.
Like I love his humor
It's-
and his oratory tone, like that friggin'
Yeah.
WTF speech I told you about a few
Yeah.
weeks ago. Like nobody can compete with that. It's so good.
But isn't it in The Art of War,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Remember that
yeah,
book, The Art of War.
I've glanced through it a bit.
Right. It's like when your enemy is making mistakes,
Yeah,
don't stop them from making mistakes.
yeah. Go
And-
for the jugular.
Well, don't say anything.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You don't do anything.
Yeah, let them.
Let them
Yeah,
kill themselves by their
Yeah.
own sword,
good point.
right?
Yeah.
And the liberals.
Which should be friggin' like taking candy from a baby with these guys.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's but
Yeah.
the strategy of the conservatives seemed to be.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to talk to Sebastian.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
The PR guys
yeah,
and tell them, listen, Art of War, bud.
yeah.
Back off a little bit and let them slay themselves.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So indeed, the Green Party have a couple of seats. I was correct in stating Victoria. It looks like Victoria North is one of the seats, and the other one is May's herself, right?
Yes.
Which is Saranach or something.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's a great.
Well, it's Mike Morris is the other one, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh damn! I just lost it. Oh, there we go. There's a great. Wikipedia has a really good info page here on the last Canadian election. Yeah, it's got it all broken down here pretty good. Do you know how many seats the different parties have right now?
I don't, actually.
160 for the Liberals, 119 for the Conservateur,
Conservator.
32 for the Bloc, 20. See, the name Democrats, they're so irrelevant.
I know.
They only have 25, and the Greens have 2.
They're so hypocritical, though.
they're just.
Oh, we don't support this. The Liberals are doing. Okay, yeah, we'll back you.
I can respect any view, any party, but those guys are just floundering. Like, just be who you are.
We do an interview with Mr. Singh.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, I forget what the topic was.
Yeah.
It was something where it was the child care, I think.
Yeah.
No, it was the dental care.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do if they don't give you, if they don't? Well, there'll be consequences. Yeah, but what consequences? Well, there'll be consequences.
Oh, they're they're toast.
He eventually came out and said we won't support them.
Well,
but then of course the Liberals. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like I can't speak for the supporters of them because I am clearly not. I have in the past once again, but definitely not with this leadership. It's eroding. It's dissolving.
Yeah.
Like those 25 seats.
Yeah.
They won't have 20. They might not have 15 at the next election.
Well, I think
that's my guess.
Six MPs, NDPs have resigned.
Yeah.
The latest.
So
Charlie
what's that
Angus.
tell you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if the NDP wants to become a little more relevant, they got to just be true to themselves. Because right now, anybody that's really against the Conservatives, I guess, they're not going to vote NDP. They're going to think they have a better shot by siding with the Liberals, and away they go.
The splitting.
So, I would predict a definite fall for that party. And I am interested. I'm super interested how this is going to turn out.
For a show that never talks about politics.
We covered it.
We just spent
fairly in depth.
We did.
And as I look at my list here, it's not even on there.
No. Let's bring the show back on the rails. I apologize.
Yes,
Olivia. That injurious.
Olivia Chow. Let's get it back on there. The Olivia Chow could be the jester for the Tony Gabriel. Hey,
let's get it back on the rails. Exactly.
So how early? How early is too early to garden, DDT?
Oh, now you're asking somebody that does not have a green thumb.
But you guys have a bit of a growth in the backyard there, don't you?
That is my wife's. Yes.
So when does the?
I've got to redo all that because it's fallen down.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you can recall, when do you guys start turning the soil?
Well, it used to be my in-laws would come up in May.
Yeah. Late May, early May.
It was probably the
long weekend. Yeah. So that generally speaking,
that's probably too late, right?
No, not at all. Generally speaking, that's the go-to date.
Right.
Okay. Now, what's happening lately, due to your global warming, is people get tricked into wanting to start earlier.
Yeah.
Now, I do start earlier all the time.
Yeah.
Because I'm aware of the consequences, as Jugmeat might say. So you prepare for that. You can start early as long as you have some sort of frost prevention techniques in place.
I was just going to say, the enemy of the garden
is the frost.
Is the frost.
Yeah. So I've got...
And you never know what you're going to get in April.
No,
right?
And I got a few little, they call them like hot boxes, little mini gardens, or little mini greenhouses where I get stuff going.
Right.
But if worse comes to worse, you can just basically throw anything on top of the plants to keep that ground heat in there.
Right.
So I'm thinking, early May. Like it's already April right now.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping to do, and I'm late on this, is I want to start some things indoors. I haven't got around to that.
Okay.
Guys start anything indoors?
No.
I'd like to get some peppers and tomatoes going indoors.
There you go.
Now another fun quick...
The one, sorry, just on that, there is some work I need to do, not garden specific, but...
bathroom specific?
Lawn specific.
Landscaping,
outdoor work. Those trees in front of my house? Now's the good time to right in front of our walk to cut them right down, get rid of them.
Yeah,
there's no leaves
because then once that starts, it's
you can't.
Yeah,
there's
it's
the raking I need to do.
Oh God,
my neighbor.
So you can get on that.
She complains.
Yeah, she doesn't want it all blowing into her yard.
Exactly, but then she actually did a lot for me.
She liked it. She said she likes using them for mulch or something.
Exactly. So she did a lot for me. So that was very nice of her to do.
So you could just push it all over there and let the wind take care of the rest.
There you go. You have some more mulch.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So that's my plan.
Well, that's kind of a garden hack, which is our next topic. What's your favorite garden hack? Seems like you already shared it.
Is that a hack?
Definitely. It's saving you work. Okay. It's getting things into an area to let the wind blow it somewhere else.
That's true. Yeah.
It's a bit of a hack.
Yeah. Let somebody else take care of the problem.
So what I discovered for a few fun garden hacks, which I want to try this year, is it's amazing what you can grow from old veggies and fruits. I'll give you an example.
Please.
Pumpkins.
Ah, yes.
Some people painstakingly try to grow pumpkins by seed, whatever. If you simply leave a pumpkin, which I've tried from last year, just leave it on the ground.
Yeah.
Maybe toss a bit of dirt over it, whatever. All those seeds will, you guessed it, produce some new pumpkins maybe.
I got to say, though.
That's one thing you can do.
That the pumpkin that you gave me.
Yes. Beauty.
Well, it was a little lacking.
A little tiny.
Yeah. I was hoping for something a little bigger.
It was a jester's pumpkin.
Well, it worked out in the end.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
Nice little pumpkin.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad for my first foray into the pumpkin patch.
Yeah, yeah.
I bet you I got 100 pumpkins, man.
You did, eh?
I was picturing a more prolific sale of them, though, but just the way it turned out, they didn't sell overly well. I don't know.
Did you leave them out? Like a little box? Put the $5 in?
I never got a lot of them out to the garden stand, but yeah. We sold a few for sure.
Right.
Yeah,
that's good.
Tomatoes, peppers, same thing. When you guys crack open a tomato or a pepper, loaded with seeds. So those seeds can all produce new plants, new peppers.
Yeah.
The TikTok, my God. Hopefully Joe Biden doesn't cancel it on us all, eh? But if you put a bunch of soil into a pepper, you might get a whole bunch of friggin' little peppers growing out.
Oh,
Somebody
really?
did this on TikTok. Thought it was amazing.
They just, they had the pepper, it was open, they put some soil in it, and all of a sudden
you know how you can do, stuffed peppers with, ground beef and that?
Yeah.
Stuff it with soil. See what happens. It's all just an experiment.
Yeah.
People were slicing tomatoes just like you would and eat them.
Yeah.
Slice them, put them on a little bit of soil, cover it with a little bit of soil, boom. You might get hundreds. Right. So not only is this fun and entertaining to do, but it's a hell of a cost-saving hack. Because have you purchased a package of tomato seeds lately?
I have not.
You have not.
No.
So you're looking bare minimum $3 or $4 for maybe 10 or 15 seeds.
I'm sure my wife will go out and buy some of those.
Yeah,
eventually.
Which is good. The seeds is better than going and buying the plants.
Right.
Because here's the thing: you go buy a tomato plant that's already started, it might be $3 or $4 or more.
Yeah.
Okay. So comparing that to one tomato sliced up, put into trays with soil, that could be, $1,000 worth of tomato plants right there from one tomato.
Right.
Now, is that a cost-saving hack
that
or
is.
what?
Yeah.
But you're going to have to get dirty. You're going to have to actually do something.
I get down and dirty all the time.
Got to get on your knees, get your hands out. Away you go. Make some tomato coin. I got a few more, but my goodness, I don't want you getting carried away. Sometimes on this show...
That's why they call me the Jester.
The Jester.
Hey, that was from Maverick, Top Gun.
Oh, is there a Jester? Is there a Jester appearance
in the first one.
I don't remember at all.
Yeah, and in the second one, Val Kilmer, he was like the admiral or whatever.
Okay.
He went up and he was Jester.
Huh.
No, he was Iceman.
I'm
sorry.
Remember.
Who was Jester?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But was Jester a nickname?
It was it was
okay.
like Maverick or
they
Iceman.
Because this person employed the character traits of a jester like you?
Yes, that's why he got the nickname.
Cool. So it's
Jester.
a bit of a comeback.
Yeah.
A bit of a dry period since then and now.
Yeah. Well, it was 40 years, 30 years in between, right?
We can definitely help with that.
Yeah.
So sometimes on the show, as I mentioned, we try not to talk about the obvious topics. Like anything, like the major things, right? So we try to and even when we have a guest on, remember at one point our plan was to
have guests,
bring in famous people. Of course, we could bring in anyone.
Next week we do.
Yeah, next week we do, but not talk specifically about the things that make them famous.
Yes, exactly.
But we're not going to do that next week because we're probably just going to talk about the things that make them famous.
No, we can talk about other things.
But would we strictly ignore the things that make them?
No, we got to touch on that.
Well, see, so the plan originally was, bring on Wayne Gretzky, but don't ever talk about hockey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. But we can talk about
things
hockey
we should do, but don't. Yeah.
With him next week.
Well, for sure,
he'll give us a lot of good stories from the 60s.
I am looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Now, will they be Hazer level stories?
Very well could be.
You remember the Hazer?
Yeah.
One of our few guests?
Yeah.
Okay.
We should have him back on, maybe.
I'd get the Hazer back on anytime.
Yeah.
And double that audience from 2 to 4.
Exactly.
I haven't heard from the Hazer in a bit.
Yeah.
He's building a new mansion out in the Dunrobin area.
Should find out, really, eh?
Yeah.
Tornado Alley.
His wife's got him and UFO Alley.
Oh,
did you know that?
Yeah, I did.
Very famous for the UFOs out there.
That's true.
Yeah, anyways, we could get him on and hear about what's it like to what's it called? General contractor your own house.
Yeah, I would, having had done some real estate,
Yeah.
I would suggest that you don't do that.
Oh, friggin' nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in
Absolutely.
today's world with today's dollars. Yeah.
Yeah. What you want to do there
Yeah.
is get a contractor that is registered with Terion.
What exactly did Olivia Chow do to get you back on topic? Or you did? I would have to be you.
I was looking
Because
at
right
her.
now, like, where are we going?
I just looked at her
Oh, okay.
and was like,
I'll try that.
like opening my
Then she
mouth.
went, I'm back to the topic.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Opening your mouth. Don't do that.
My suggestion to
Yeah.
Dean
Yeah.
is that, Dean, if you're listening,
Who's Dean?
no, who is it that's building the house?
Mike.
Hazer.
Hazer.
Right, sorry. My
Yeah.
apologies. But Dean, if you're listening and
No
thinking
idea
of,
who Dean is.
What do you mean Dean?
Dean.
Who's the other guy?
We don't use real names on this show.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Yeah. Are you referring to the listener?
I don't know. who
Maybe. That's
I'm
who you're-
referring to the listener.
Okay.
Our one and only.
Well, you can talk to the listener too.
Yeah. So
But your main piece of advice to
to
the Hazer
Hazer,
right now is
yeah.
what?
that he should have gotten a contractor that is registered with the Terion warranty as a builder.
And they could be the general
They
contractor,
would
and
be
he
the
wouldn't
general
have to do a thing.
And he would not have to do a thing.
Yeah.
And his house would be warrantied.
Okay. Well, as a McGill graduate, he probably isn't aware of some of these things.
It doesn't matter what kind of degrees you have.
Well, I'm
If
just
you're
saying.
not aware of those things, you're not aware.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So back to the
But
point.
I am. If you only had come to me sooner,
Yeah.
before he started building, I
Yeah.
could have told him.
So see how this whole sideline has eclipsed the main idea I wanted to get to here?
Which was?
The eclipse.
Oh, right. that
Right over your head.
that went right over my
Yeah.
head. I forgot about that,
Yeah.
which is
So
tomorrow.
there's a big day
Yeah.
across a 100-mile swath of territory from Mexico to the Maritimes where,
I'm kind of sick of this, actually.
yeah, I know, most
Right?
people are.
Yeah.
So but it is neat how such a small fringe group of scientists and astronomers who live for this stuff
Yeah.
have been swamped by fringier people that all
Yeah.
want to do it now too. Biggest evidence of this is the map I saw online of Airbnb rentals that have been booked for about the last week or so over the United States and Canada.
Right in the path of
Right
totality.
through the path of totality. Yeah, I
Yeah.
swear to gosh, from Texas to friggin' Maine.
Jeez.
Yeah. Anyways, any plans for the big eclipse, big event?
No, I'm off tomorrow,
Right.
but nothing planned. I'm doing work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now your daughter
Yes.
is in the
Path.
bullseye.
Yeah.
My daughter had said she posted something about 200,000 people rolling into Paul Smith's college.
Mm.
You heard anything about that?
No, I did not. She never mentioned that to me,
Okay.
but that's possible. Which you will be one of them.
No, I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, I'd love to. It's a work day tomorrow.
Oh,
We'll
right.
see.
You're right.
Yeah, who knows?
Right, because here's the thing, right?
You can explain that if you like. 'Cause
Yeah, I'm
I'm not
gonna
going to
explain
get
that.
in there. I'm not going to get in there at all.
Let me explain that.
Yeah.
So,
And just
There
say
was
my
supposed to be-
place of work.
your place of work. There was
Yeah.
supposed to be a
Regular day.
day and then
Why are we talking about this?
and then they canceled that.
Oh, we can tell the listeners. Like it's fine. Like there's many
School boards have canceled
school boards have decided to
Rearrange
either
PD
cancel
days.
school entirely or switch it up with
Which-
professional development days.
so yeah,
The reason being, to protect the wee ones, I think. So if you have
here's how you
if you have an 8-year-old child
Yeah,
who
but
has to get out and get on the bus at the exact time there's an eclipse, what are they likely to do? Look at the sun.
I don't
So-
think so.
You don't think so, eh?
They will only look at the sun if you tell them don't look at the sun.
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
That's
Well,
how-
I don't disagree with
That's
that.
how kids work, right?
Yeah,
You tell them don't do something, they're going to
Yeah.
do it. So you say don't look at the sun,
yeah.
they're going to wonder why, and they're going to look up at
Yeah.
the sun.
Yeah.
But this whole thing, to me,
yeah.
I'm sick of this whole eclipse thing. I watch the weather.
Typical jester.
I watch the Weather Network in the morning.
Mhm.
Okay, I want to see what kind of day it's going to be because sometimes I work outside.
You just want it you outside.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's
You just
friggin-
want the weather, I know.
yeah, and it's
And they're telling you about gas shortages in Edmonton.
they're talking about like
Yeah.
total eclipse all the time.
Total eclipse of the heart.
Exactly. Yeah. And they keep, it's like fear mongering.
I know it is.
You better stock up on this. You better do this. Your cell phone's not going to work.
Yeah.
Go get gas. Go get toilet paper. Go get, all this. And it's like.
Crazy,
And I'm like, what the hell?
Yep.
What have we become here in society?
Well, as you would know if you're in the media, that's what sells. Like, no one's tuning into the Weather Channel to see, 40% chance of rain. They're tuning in for this added drama.
I like some of the added stuff that they have there.
Yeah, sure, like the storm chasing and whatnot.
But
they're trying to get maximum eyeballs tuning in for whatever they
forgot to say wear masks
for the eclipse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Like, it's just ridiculous.
That's a good one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think what bothers me the most, just from my background in that, is everything I'm seeing now on social media relating to not everything, but there's a ton of educational districts reporting in saying how excited they are to teach kids about astronomical events tomorrow.
Yeah.
So pretty much, again, from freaking Mexico to Maine, the schools are celebrating this, and they're doing stuff with the children right through the day, whereas other areas are taking a different approach.
It's safety.
It is what it is. I mean,
it's akin to telling the kids in the 1950s to go under your desk in case of a nuclear attack.
I don't know, man. Like, I guess the timing has something to do with it too. Like I wonder if the school boards, if the areas that have switched up or canceled, is it based more on the time of the day?
Right? Well, I think they're saying here, for example,
they're trying to say it's time of the day.
It's because they get out of school at the time of the
eclipse, which
but you're looking at
could buy.
How long does the moon stay in front of the sun?
Well, here's the
what's the total amount of time that we'll see it?
Well, here's the other obvious thing, my young jester. The other obvious thing here is that we are not even in the path of totality.
Right, exactly.
It is not a full eclipse here.
No, exactly.
And I can't prove this one way or the other because I don't know. I can't remember when I was 7, and I think I saw one. In 1980.
I remember it. Yeah, I remember.
The sun itself is so damn bright, right? That even if you cover 98% of it, the remaining 2% is going to be the brightest thing in our entire solar system.
Yeah.
And it will not darken the Earth at all. Yeah. So unless you even know it's happening, you might think some clouds are passing by.
Exactly.
So that's what Ottawa is going to experience in my amateur judgment.
Yeah.
Which is nothing. Like, it's nothing.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
In every day, you don't look at the sun anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But if people tell you not to look at it,
you're going to look.
Little jesters are going to look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. Like, it's just, don't tell them, because otherwise it's just a normal day.
No, I hear you. So I don't know. Would I like to get into this path totality? Absolutely. I mean, maybe I'll, I don't know.
And here's the other thing that the Weather Network has been going on about, like, apparently it affects animals. So I'm going to observe Winston tomorrow. I'll report back next week.
Yeah.
How he acted.
He could be sleeping right
I mean, for a dog, they just sleep anyway.
He might miss it all.
Yeah, he's gonna when he wakes up tomorrow, I'll just tell him.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, bud, you missed it. Because dogs, it won't they'll say, well, the crickets will come out. I guess if you're in the path of totality.
It's got to be. Yeah, that's
the lights
thing.
on the roads will come on.
It's got to be the path of totality. And I mean, it's such a gradual thing. Like, there will be, theoretically, there'll be some town somewhere where it literally is at the very edge, and it'll be in the complete path of totality for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then as you get further into the middle, longer. So right in
I think it only lasts a few minutes, does it not? If you
the complete center best blah 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 is like still less than 4 minutes.
Yeah,
it's like 3 minutes and something.
Exactly.
Whereas somewhere like, I think Kingston is definitely in there, but not dead center. So you're talking maybe 2 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Kingston would probably be the place to go.
Well,
I think I know of a few people heading off to Kingston.
Where my daughter is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to check in with her.
So 3 minutes, man.
Yeah. She'll probably still be sleeping as well through it.
I'm super curious what it'll be like up that way. Anyhow,
what's
so
next? The money doesn't matter.
Hang on, we can't just head out of there without a disclaimer. We wish everybody a happy and safe Eclipse Day.
Make sure you stock up today. Go buy gas tonight.
Stock up. Get
Buy
your
your
cell
gas
phone.
tonight.
Get your cell phone completely charged, even though
Yeah.
you won't be able to use it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Top up with some gas.
Yeah. Go get
Even
gas.
though you may not even be able to drive anywhere because the roads will be packed.
Well, not only that, like you never know what happens to your computer chip in your car
you don't know.
when the sun is covered by the moon.
Yeah. So if
It
you
might
have
fizzle out.
if you have access to a 1967 Chevy, that might be your better option for transportation.
Exactly.
The fewer microchips, the better.
Exactly.
Maybe even a two-wheeled bike.
My
Yeah.
old motorcycle
Yeah, skateboards.
doesn't have any
anything.
electronics.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
And if
Speak-
if you
Oh,
do
sorry.
choose to ponder at the star itself, make sure you have proper eye protection. Make sure it's certified. Make sure it's not something you bought from Joe on the corner, right? Or just, how about this? Don't look at the sun and just get a feeling for it.
You know I'm
anyways.
going to look now.
You're not going to look.
If you tell me not to, I'm going to.
Oh, you jester. What were you going to say?
Going back to your gardening,
Mm.
I'm just going to circle back here a little bit. You asked,
Happy Eclipse Day, everybody.
exactly. You asked, when is it time to get going?
Yeah.
Right?
When do you start your gardening?
So mine is.
I actually said, what did I say? How early is too early to garden?
So how early is too early to take out your motorbike? Huh?
So when I rode, it was never too early.
Yeah.
If it was
I've seen guys out in February.
Same.
Such nice weather.
No, me too.
Yeah.
If it was my only determination was no ice on the road.
Right.
No ice.
Right.
Like, can you imagine ice? So
Oof.
no, it would have
Yeah.
to be a good plus 10-degree day.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter what time of year. Mine was always ready to go.
Yeah. I think most people's bikes are ready to go
Yeah.
any time of the year,
Except for you.
except for me.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, one of them is ready to go.
Yeah.
Even though I've got a lot of maintenance to do on it.
Okay.
If I wanted to pull it out, I'd just take the battery, pop it in, and get
and
going.
you could go. Okay,
Yeah.
well, it's ready to go then.
Yeah.
That's
for
like
sure.
mine.
Yeah.
I like seeing the bikes out there.
Oh, today's glorious.
Today's the perfect day.
So I think I think I'll see a lot of bikes out there. Today.
I'm actually thinking I'll go grab my road bike finally, like my bicycle.
Your bicycle, yeah.
and do some road bicycle, not
Yes.
road, but I think the trails will be good too now.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, fantastic.
So I
point.
meant to mention that as a
Yeah.
follow up to your gardening,
Okay.
but I forgot.
But you got it.
Yeah.
What
What about?
only a couple things left
yeah.
here, DDT.
Yeah.
I sense your anxiety as you
No,
keep
no,
looking. Oh, you're good.
No, but it's fine.
Cost saving hack and recipe of the week,
we
all in
talked-
one.
Yeah, we talked about what about money doesn't matter.
Well, I'm going to do the cost saving first. Okay.
Oh, I thought you did that already
No, I didn't talk about the
with
soup
your
yet.
with your gardening and buy
that-
plant the seed.
I'm
and
glad you inferred some cost savings there, but
plant the seed and they will grow.
But the specific story is I am bringing back something from Vegas, even though you're not supposed to.
Oh,
I'm bringing back the Wolfgang Puck minestrone soup recipe.
right,
Wow, what a soup.
right,
Super easy to make.
right.
You need some cannelloni beans,
Okay,
only a cup, less than a cup.
right.
Couple stalks of celery,
Yeah.
couple chunks of carrots chopped up,
Okay.
and key ingredient leeks. Leeks are the
Leeks.
most expensive ingredient in this
Okay,
recipe.
okay.
3 nice leeks, only the white parts.
Sure.
Chopped up, little pinch of garlic or two. Stir it all up. So you're cooking all that up in a little bit of olive oil.
Yeah.
And then you're simply adding a can of crushed tomatoes
Okay.
and a couple of quarts of either veggie or chicken stock.
Okay. Yeah.
Throw in a bit of a green handful of greens, whether
Yeah.
it's kale, spinach, chard, you pick your favorite.
Yeah.
Let that get happy for a couple hours. Best minestrone soup you'll ever have.
Okay. How did you get the recipe?
My sister hacked it somewhere and sent it to me.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very, very similar.
Add
very
some salt
similar.
and pepper.
A little salt and pepper to taste, and away you
yeah.
go. This soup was $18 a bowl.
Oh,
US at the restaurant.
Serious?
But
But
this
you
is
didn't pay though, right? You were comped.
comped.
Yeah.
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 It was
High roller.
$18 US for a
High
wonderful
roller.
bowl of soup. It came with some nice breads and that. It was amazing.
Garlic.
No,
Garlic
just
bread?
regular bread.
Oh, okay.
With oil, with the old oil and
Oh,
vinegar
nice.
dip.
I like
Very
that.
fancy.
Yeah, nice.
$18 US.
Yeah, that's
Right? So maybe
25 bucks.
let's say $25 Canadian for one
Jeez.
bowl.
Yeah.
My purchases yesterday, again, cost saving hack upon cost saving hack.
Yeah.
I pulled out my own garlic and carrots from my cold storage.
Yeah.
And these were expensive purchases, actually, right? I paid $5 for the friggin' leeks and a couple dollars for the celery, $1.50 for the can of tomatoes.
How much carbon tax do you think was on that?
Oh, we can get to that in a minute. So anyways, I add up all my ingredients here. It might have been around $10 or $12, let's say, which, again, gave the equivalent of what? I don't know, like 10, 12 bowls of soup.
Yeah, so how much money are they making on their soup?
Oh, they're not hurting. Yeah,
they're profiting.
But there's your cost-saving hack: $1 a bowl for a wonderfully nutritious, delicious Wolfgang minestrone soup. A little bread on the side, fantastic.
Nice.
Now you mentioned carbon tax. Yeah, well, that could be just a whole topic for another show.
Oh God, yeah.
Like it's, but we can leave the listener with the point that it is everywhere.
It is.
It's everywhere.
You can't calculate it.
Yeah. So if you're simple enough to be all happy from your little carbon rebate check. That's very telling.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're not getting a rebate check on your groceries.
No, but they did one time. Remember, they gave you the rebates on the grocery rebate, which
no doubt
added up to like maybe one.
I don't know. No doubt. But the point is, you're not winning here, people.
No,
you're not winning with the tax.
And
right?
I like when you go on X and people try to break it down. Well, I saw one yesterday.
It's not going to happen.
$56 on 1,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
Carbon tax. That for carrots, it brings you to
for
0.0056
really?
cents per unit.
So they're trying to break down the extra cost for carrots if you buy them.
Yeah, they had a bunch of produce there. One semi truck carries 12,000 pounds of carrots.
Unbelievable.
It's like there's no way you can figure out how much you're actually paying.
No, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So, we got time for a pick here.
Do we want to talk about car purchasing? And we had that on the topics.
I'm just moving down my list here, Jester.
Oh, it's not even yet down.
I think it's coming up after this. So I got a pick of the week for you guys. It's a surprisingly entertaining show. It's a docu-series. It is on the Netflix, and it is called... Well, it's actually called a mockumentary.
A mockumentary.
You familiar with that term?
Yes, I am.
It's right up the Jester's alley.
Kind of like Spinal Tap.
A little bit. It's called Kunk on Earth. C-U-N-K. Kunk on Earth.
Okay.
Philomena Kunk's epic landmark mockumentary on civilization, tracking humanity's journey from prehistory to the present day.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
Mic drop.
Phone drop. It is pretty funny. It is some real neat history there. There's some wonderful cinematography. Like there's some. She visits really cool places, obviously, as you would expect. Yeah. It's set up in the exact style of a real fancy, like National Geographic documentary. Right. Yet it's just littered with like sarcasm and and what's the other word I'm looking for? Like satire.
Satire.
Yeah, sarcasm, satire. It's really good. It's not my typical show I would have ever looked for on my own, but my whole family was into it and like kind of had a family
watch party.
Kind of like a JB family movie night. Right. We did the same thing.
A watch party.
We did this for Kunk on Earth.
I wonder how many families are going to have like a family eclipse party.
Oh, probably many.
Yeah.
Well, again, with the timing of it, I don't know. Anyways, that's it. Kunk on Earth is our pick of the week for you.
On Netflix.
Yeah, and next up on my list, I've got the final topic, which
here we go.
I'll basically pass off to you. It's a combo between Money Doesn't Matter and your proposed trip to Italy and all the luggage you'll be bringing. Take it away, DDT.
Oh, yeah, they want an update on that, eh?
Yes.
So I rented a car in where my wife's family is from. Italy.
What town? Venice?
No, Lamezia.
Lamezia.
And that's in the south.
Ooh.
And I rented a SUV, but they don't have... Maybe I should upgrade.
Well, you say SUV, but we're basically talking about a Volkswagen station wagon.
No, it's a Volkswagen... It's like a Tiguan.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the Tiguan?
I love the Tiguan.
Yeah, I think
but
it's like
the
that.
Euro version of the Tiguan.
Euro version of the Tiguan.
So 25% smaller.
Smaller, exactly.
Jester's edition.
Yeah. It had me worried about the luggage because I know my wife will bring her case for makeup.
which is
even though she says she won't.
Which is a full, 12 by 20 by
exactly
by 40 suitcase,
which weighs over 50. So I'm gonna have pounds.
Yeah,
So I have to pay the extra fee on the
and that's just for that.
airlines.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one. There's 5 of you.
There's 5 of us in this car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're all planning on a similar size luggage setup.
No, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure this out.
You're gonna have to.
I might have to upgrade the vehicle.
Or make sure it has a roof rack and you can strap some stuff down.
Yes.
That could be your solution.
Could be.
Yeah.
Should I bring straps with me?
Only if you have a roof rack set up.
DDT, we look through your bag, and why do you have these straps?
I can't see you strapping it to a plain roof.
No. It would just be maybe the train, though.
Well, maybe.
Not for the luggage situation.
But you can't be flipping back and forth between trains and planes now and cars.
I am. But I am.
Oh.
So we're flying.
Okay.
We're not boating over. We're flying over. Then we're hopping on trains all the way down.
Okay, so you're only picking up the car at a specific point.
Yeah, for a week.
Now there's 5 of you in this car, so what is everyone else doing?
Well, I believe my mother-in-law is renting her own car.
So 2 cars for the larger group.
Exactly.
So maybe you can put stuff in that car.
They'll only have 3 in the other car.
Oh, well, maybe that's your solution.
Possibly.
You can stick all your suitcases in there.
Yeah. I'm going to have to figure this out. I don't want to pay any extra to the airlines on their
You've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Sadly, I think you have a lot of work to figure out.
It's true.
But you're not worried at all.
Well, we got a few months, so I got some time. The other thing I got to figure out is parking.
What do you mean?
At the airport.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. But I know the good Duff
Didn't we talk about... Well, the good Duff has, but the more the good Duff thought about it... Yeah. Well, no. Were we talking about Park and Ride, or was it someone else?
We did talk about Park and Fly yesterday. Yes.
So the Park and Ride is the bomb.
I priced it out.
But don't say that at the airport.
No.
What?
Don't say the bomb at the airport.
The Park and Ride's the bomb.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
No, don't say that.
The Park and Ride's the best.
The best.
Yeah. So you roll into the Park and Ride.
It's about $280 for the week.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's not that much.
Yeah, so I'm there. I would be there for 3 weeks. I'm sorry, 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
$280 for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Sunday the 21st to the 9th of August.
Okay.
So it's about 3 weeks.
Hey, who's looking after your pool when you're gone?
That is a good question.
I might have to pop in.
I'm not sure. Did you want to look after it?
I might volunteer right now.
And you could use it if you want.
I could
obviously.
Use it. As long as it's not clothing optional. It's a legit family pool in a family neighborhood.
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
I could help you with the pool.
Yeah.
I could help you with the pool more than the parking, to be honest.
Well, if you want to do that too.
Yeah.
Although I told my wife that you offered, and she's like,
see.
"Oh, that's great."
We'll
and
see.
then I caveated with that.
Yeah. But
said,
that would be
it's off Duff.
If I'm here, it's a super easy thing to do, and it would save you $280.
It would, yeah.
And I could still keep buying you coffee, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or you could buy coffee for the next year.
Do that. Yeah.
Hmm.
But I said, well, he planned stuff last minute, so he might not even be in town. Depends.
Very last minute.
He could be meeting us over in Italy. So I don't know.
The probability of the Italy trip has gone down significantly with the fact that everyone wants to go to Ireland this summer.
That's going to say.
Yeah.
The probability of the Ireland trip has
gone up
tremendously. Yeah.
I'm just having a quick look at the calendar here. You're saying July
21st.
Okay.
To August 9th.
Hey, it's possible. Oh, and a Friday. Leaving on a Sunday, back on
a Friday.
You're gone 1, 2. Holy frig. 1, 2.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. That's a nice trip. Yeah.
I got to get back to work on the 12th, I guess.
Oh, my God. Then you're off the next week, too.
No, I'm back at work.
Oh, sorry. You're back on the 9th.
Back on the 9th.
And you work on the 12th.
Work on the 12th. Got to get my daughter back to PSC.
Yeah.
The following. That's the other thing. We got to get her back to PSC the following weekend, I think.
On the 18th.
Yeah, around.
Wow, she starts early.
Yeah, they start early.
So I'll tell you right now, that'll be not likely something I can help you with if I'm in.
That might be in jeopardy.
If I'm on the Emerald Island, because if we head over there, it's likely late August.
Yeah.
However, going back to July 21st, I've got the F-150 studio. There's 5 of you though coming, or would other people meet you at the airport?
No, it would be.
Look, I would only have 4.
6 of us.
So I can't take 6 people in the truck plus me,
Well, put somebody in the back.
like with the luggage.
Yeah.
We could have an extra bag that big enough for one of the kids.
Exactly.
Yeah, your daughter could fit in a hockey bag.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fair. 2 hockey bags in the back, 1 small child each, and the other 4 in the cab with me.
Yeah.
All right, I could handle that.
All right. There we go.
Or maybe your daughter's boyfriend with his new vehicle.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Could do the
Exactly.
same. Maybe that could work.
That could work.
2 cars, throw
Yes.
everybody in, off we go.
Yeah.
Now, speaking
Good
of
point.
which,
Good
did
point.
you want to address the trials and tribulations and challenges of people trying to buy used cars?
Oh, I don't know. We're getting long in the tooth in the show. Maybe that could be for
You
next
want
week
to save that
again.
for next week?
Or
Buying
the
a
week
new
after
car?
or whatever.
Okay.
I think it's just been crazy. My wife, money doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
I hate to bring this up. I told her that
Bring it up.
that she
bring
was
it up.
she inspired this segment. Money doesn't
I
matter. I
love
told
it.
her about that.
It's a great
What do you
segment.
mean? I inspired the segment.
Well, money doesn't matter. That's
exactly.
why.
That's
Yeah.
Anyway, she's been after me.
I love
for
how
the-
it's coined. Like
Okay.
we use it all the time now.
we do.
And I wonder if it's spreading. I wonder if it's spreading
To
like
the
our
listener?
map.
Yeah.
I showed you guys that
Yeah, I
map.
saw
and I
that.
got nothing back but confusion from
Well, it
JB.
was
Like,
ver-
why the
Wow.
confusion? Why the question
I don't know
marks?
what the.
Like, here's where we go. This is
I was
a
surprised
map
about
of where
Mexico.
I was and it's consistent, man.
Yeah,
That's gonna grow.
Mexico. Was
Whoever the heck
surprising.
is listening down there,
Australia.
injuriously wasting their time.
Yeah,
They've been listening for a while,
yeah.
and it's gonna grow.
Glad to hear it. Thank you for listening.
I got a kick out of Colombia.
Down in Mexico.
I got a gracias.
Oh, yeah, gracias. Yeah, muchos gracias.
Muchos gracias
That's how you say it.
por listening.
Colombia was odd too, right?
I do have a couple contacts in Colombia.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if they would have found, like, I'm always wondering how people find us. You know,
They're doing a search. I think your description.
they're doing a search for, what's the best podcast out there, and we pop up. I doubt it.
When it says injurious waste of time.
That's a good catchphrase.
Yeah, maybe they're curious as to why it's such
Injurious
an
waste of
injurious waste of time.
I wonder how many cops listen to us.
Thinking that we're like some
Cop.
type of.
We're talking
Yeah,
about
exactly.
cop stuff, and we
You know-
talk nothing about it.
No,
right?
exactly.
I have always said it would be fun to get an officer of the law on, though.
At least
eh?
once.
Just
eh?
to chat.
Maybe we should change the name.
I like Cop Car Coffee. It's got such a definition to it,
But people could be misled.
I think they are being
Yeah.
misled. I think they're coming in here thinking it's going to be a good show.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
We're
it's not.
we're lying to our viewers.
Yeah, but I do think there's
Or
got to
viewers,
be some
listeners.
cops tuning in thinking, who are these clowns? It's
Exactly.
got nothing to do with law enforcement.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get sued because of that.
I don't think you could.
Mhm.
It's funny, though. Every time I see a couple of cops parked, I think of Cop Car
Caught
Coffee.
off guard.
There they
Yeah,
are.
Exactly.
They're in a church parking lot.
Yeah,
They're at Walmart.
yeah.
They're sitting there lined up, just
Yep.
like we were
Yep.
during the dark ages.
So I told our good guest next week. It's an
Yes.
explanation for the name. I'll tell them
Yeah, we
why
can
in the
fill them in on that.
yeah.
Or her. We're not giving
Him,
any hints.
her.
It's a
Well,
him.
him. Yeah, we'll give that.
Him or her. We're giving it him.
Yeah, we'll give
Okay.
it.
They.
They.
All right. We'll have him on next week at Scotty's. You're gonna set that up.
Yes, I will.
I'm looking forward to my
Yeah.
Brianna served
Yeah.
big breakfast.
Yeah.
Unless she's off sick
Or hungover.
or hungover, but she'll still be there.
Actually, hungover, she'll be there. Yeah.
She'll be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
That never stops her.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe the Leafs will lose. That'll stop her.
Oh, that would be.
I've
so
never
fitting,
met.
Eh?
I've never met such a deliriously fan in my life, and there are a lot of them.
Oh,
Like we are talking. She drank the Kool-Aid times 10.
I know.
That's the only thing keeping me going with the NHL
What?
is seeing who the Leafs line up against and watching those 4 games, and then they're gone, and then I'm happy. It's it. It's
Yeah,
over.
Exactly.
Hockey is done for another year.
Yep. Absolutely.
Who do we think the blue team will end up against?
They're in there. It looks like Florida
So
right now.
remind me. It's 1, 2, 3 from one division, 1, 2, 3 from the other. 2 and 3 in each division play each other.
Yeah.
So are the Leafs not a 2 or a 3 team?
They are 3.
So who's 2?
Florida.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Boston's 1.
Boston's 1. Yeah.
If the Leafs were to slip into a wild card, they could play Boston.
Or
are they locked in?
I'm pretty sure they're locked in at third.
Hey, I don't mind a Florida matchup.
Yeah.
If Florida can bring it like they brought it against Ottawa, which, again...
Well, Florida could bring it
not
like they
much of a
brought it
team.
against Toronto last year.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Were
Remember
they the team
Leafs?
they were almost out and they came back and won the series?
No, not in that series. It was it was one series.
So it was round 2.
Yeah, I think it was. It was round 2 against Toronto.
Okay.
And it was either. It might have been the first round series that they came back from and won. But anyway.
I don't want to say I'm excited, but it is a game I will flip through during the breaks in the baseball games.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I am.
I do like the first round of the NHL playoffs, though. I find that's very exciting.
I do. I find, you know what? It's, oh my God, it parallels the March Madness. Like, the most exciting games are right away, and then it just drags after that.
Yeah, after that, it's like less interesting.
Surprised you never asked for an update on our cup car coffee pool in the March Madness.
You know, I completely forgot about that.
Oh.
How you doing? How's it doing?
It's dead to us, man.
Oh, no.
I was so stoked over those first 2 weekends.
Yeah, and then
First place. I had a huge probability of getting into the money.
Then you dropped off the cliff.
The friggin' round of 16 slaughtered me.
Oh,
I friggin' lost almost everything.
Oh, no.
Was so disappointed.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, we're out of the money, man.
Oh.
I'm still watching the odd game. I've become a fan of Purdue. Purdue's got this Canadian player, Eddie. He's like 6'6". Eddie. His last name is Eddie.
He just goes by first?
Sorry, Edie.
Oh, he just goes by Edie?
Well, most sports athletes go by their last name, don't you find?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's a beast.
Yeah.
So fun. And when he's in, like, they're so happy to have him, too. The coach is proud of the Canadian connection. And Edie's been interviewed a couple times, and he's, like, really sticking it to other teams that overlooked him. He said he got overlooked by so many big schools, and he ended up at Purdue. And anyways, yeah, the rest is history.
That's good.
Really
like
fun.
that.
Really fun.
Like
I've really, really enjoyed watching the March Madness. And I would love to see some games one of these years. I'd like to. Like to get down there. I'll have to organize a March break trip to one of these sites where they play.
Here's the thing, like I guess they were talking about something came up with the women's game because it was one of the most watched
you know what?
NCAA basketball game.
And I've become mildly interested in that too. I never thought I would like watching a basketball game where they only ever shoot rather than dunk and get in close in that. But it's somewhat entertaining. Sorry to cut you off.
No, that's all right. There was some controversy over it on the Sens Twitter.
On Sens, really?
Yeah, because Bobby Ryan, they do that podcast.
I heard about this. I don't ever listen, but my wife was telling me about Bobby Ryan getting a little controversial.
Yeah, he was saying, well, nobody watches women's sports anyway. In that case, they had 12 million viewers.
Now, I gotta say,
but
as a fellow podcaster, he's got to be throwing that out there just to get discussion going. He's not that
They got
stupid.
canceled off the show. They fired him for the show.
So, again, I can't believe he would have got fired.
He did.
Because I swear to God, he's saying it facetiously. He's not that stupid.
But
you can't say nobody's watching it when millions are.
No, but the problem was he kept doubling down on it, right? People were going back at him, that's misogynistic and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But in the way, it's a bit of the truth. Because
I could have sworn he was saying it out of jest.
He possibly could.
Now, as a fellow jester, well, how do you feel about that?
He could have. I don't disagree that he could have.
But you're saying he could have adjusted after.
Well, he could have just not doubled down on it. He just left that there and it would have been good.
Okay.
But, I mean, in the way, it's the truth. But also for men's NCAA
it's
basketball.
Not the truth. No, it's not the truth.
How is it not the truth?
Because millions are watching it. It doesn't mean that you like it, but millions are watching it.
Now, which is the same for the men's tournament.
Yeah.
But after this falls off and goes back to the regular season and stuff, nobody's watching it.
Well, I tend not to disagree with facts, right? If the data is there and people are watching it, they're watching it.
Right now. The point is overall. In these big tournaments, people tune in, yes.
Sure.
But when it goes back to the regular
then it just comes back to
nobody watches.
Back to that, but you can't say that either. It comes back to that new normal. We're sure I'm not watching a November NCAA basketball game from anyone, anywhere.
Exactly.
But the locals are. The locals are.
Wow. Maybe.
Like if you're a fan of the
for sure.
Syracuse
They get a lot
Orangemen,
of-
you're watching the Syracuse
Yeah, they
Orangemen
get a
in
lot.
November.
But the point is, overall,
That's a stupid point.
the point is like,
No.
yeah, 12 million people turned into the women's basketball that one game.
Yeah.
But like,
He's making it's
throughout the season.
Yeah.
How many are going to watch it?
It's a completely
Not that
stupid
many.
point. It's an irrelevant point because you could say the same for anything. Men's basketball, baseball.
In general,
The friggin' New York Yankees didn't sell out their second game of the season.
Oh, I know that.
But if they make the World Series, of course people are going to watch it.
But how many people tune into the WNBA on a weekly basis?
So we're having a discussion
watching-
about something that if friggin' JB was here, he could tell us. It's a
well,
fact.
I agree
It's a
with you.
fact or it's not. How many people? That's an actual number, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So what is it? I don't know. We could look it up. How
Compared
many people?
To the NBA,
there you go.
Compared to the NBA, the WNBA is losing money.
Again,
Being propped
couldn't
up
tell
by
you.
the NBA.
These are factual points we could look up, right?
Oh, I can just tell you right now that nobody's watching the WNBA.
The
compared to the
color
NBA.
of the Canadian flag is red and white.
That is a fact.
Yeah. X number of people watch a certain game.
True.
So I'm not sure why Bobby Ryan even went into all
Bobby
that.
Bryan's point was that not as many people are watching women's sports as
Oh,
they
you're
do
really
men's.
tenderizing it for him here.
Yeah,
You're really tenderizing it.
and that is a fact.
That less people,
Watch women's sports compared to the men's sports in the top categories.
yet
Which is
ESPN
professional.
and all these major networks came right out and said more people watched
That one game,
a game,
right?
a women's game than a men's game.
Right, the one.
So
game
what is it?
overall?
What does overall mean?
On average, if
What
you
does
look at the
on
top
average mean?
sports,
Yeah. What's
Like-
a top sport?
like hockey or basketball.
Hockey. Let's take hockey.
Okay, what is the viewership of the NHL compared to the PWHL?
Winston, fact check.
He's snoring.
Yeah, see, these are all factual. Like, and if
The fact
if-
is,
if-
the average
if poor old
attendance.
Bobby Ryan started arguing against the fact, then maybe that's why he got dumped because it's just a dumb move.
But the point is that he wasn't.
Yeah.
The average attendance for like a New York PWHL game is
Yeah.
about 2,500
That's a fact.
people. It is a fact. I looked it
Okay,
up yesterday.
fair enough.
In Boston, it's 3,500.
Okay.
So you can't tell me that the average attendance at a New York Rangers game
Is
is
2,500.
2,500.
Sure, okay. Well, I
There you
didn't
go.
hear the whole story, but
Yeah.
I just go back to the fact that, yeah, if you're going to... My first thought remains, I think he was doing it to get discussion going. And it friggin' worked. He must have got a lot of it.
absolutely.
So sadly, it's too bad he, like you said, doubled down because he could have,
He
brought
just
it.
had to put that
He
out
could have
there
brought
and
it all
stopped.
back to earth and
Yeah.
kept going, and then had
Yeah.
way more listeners too. But it sounds like it was mismanaged from the get go.
Well, then, the woke stuff kicks in after that.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It's disappointing. Yeah. Anyways, I don't
It kicks in, and
I
then
like Bobby Ryan, so I don't even
Yeah.
know who's he with on the
so
cast.
on that cast,
what's
it's
the
called
name?
it's called Coming in Hot,
Coming in hot.
right?
Okay.
Which is what Bobby Ryan said
Yeah.
when he got traded to Ottawa.
Oh, cool.
Said put
I'm
it out
coming
there
in
on Twitter.
hot.
I'm coming in hot,
Nice. Okay.
right? And on that podcast is
Yeah.
former TSN reporter and host
Yeah.
of the Ottawa Senators, Brent Wallace,
Okay, so him and Wallace did the podcast.
and also former NHLer
oh,
Jason York.
the three of them.
Yeah.
And now they're down to two.
Now they're down to two.
What do they call it now? Going out cold. So it's two of them.
They should call it Go Out
Poor
Cold
Bobby.
instead.
I like the guy. He had some personal struggles too that he wasn't shy
He
of
has,
sharing.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
God bless him.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, they were wondering if this is
Yeah.
again having his personal
Ah,
issues.
Coming, yeah, maybe. Ah,
Since he was doubling down on this.
it's all good.
Yeah.
No, we, and then just
I
to
don't
be clear, I'm definitely not speaking on behalf of the jester here, but yeah, we love women's sports, but I think.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't. I'm just
Yeah.
saying what he said is factually, in my opinion, true.
Well, I can just speak for myself.
Yeah.
Like I've never, sorry, when I tune into women's sports, and I've said this a million times before, Olympic soccer and Olympic hockey.
yeah.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
great. That's so entertaining,
Yeah.
top value.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Yeah.
When Canada USA plays in soccer or hockey on the female side, you won't find better entertainment.
No, exactly.
I friggin' love it.
It's very
But
true.
and they're struggling. They can't figure out how to turn that into almost like a money-making endeavor. They've tried with this border series with the women and the hockey.
Yeah, USA Canada. Yeah,
it's close. It's not really. I mean, it's not the same as like winner take all.
But
Olympics.
you know my take on it, right?
What
is that? Women, now I'm speaking in general terms. For the most part,
on your own, doesn't represent the views of the show.
As the producer, it does.
Well,
and anyway, we're joking, but
I'm not
right. But in general, what they are counting on, who watches sports in general?
People,
men
may watch more sports,
way
than
more
women.
Sports.
It depends on the
and
man,
so they're trying to cater to the audience,
okay.
which is men.
Okay.
And for the most part, men want to watch the top.
Sure.
So they're not going to watch, unfortunately, women, even though it's very entertaining. PWHL games, very entertaining.
Now, JB, would you say he bucks the trend?
He bucks the trend.
And
my colleague bucks the trend.
Yeah, he's been to a handful of games. He's always watching it on TV.
Yeah, my colleague has bought season tickets to PWHL Ottawa.
Good for him. That's incredible.
And I've watched some of the games myself, and I say they're very good.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, you think they're very good.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they have hitting. They're allowing the hitting.
Sure.
That makes it even better.
Okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, would I rather watch PWHL Ottawa over Ottawa Sens, even though the Sens are crap?
Or even the Ottawa 67s? Like, what do you think is
I don't watch
what do you think is a faster, higher skilled game? Would
probably
it be major
67s.
Probably. That's what I wonder.
Major junior.
Because I think we actually did a bit of research on this a few years ago, and months. We talked about this.
Yeah.
I think the Canadian Olympic women's hockey team always prepared for the Olympics by playing high-level men's teams.
Actually, U18 teams.
Well, this is my point. I think because people are always wondering, well, what's it compared to? I think they found the sweet spot
at U15.
Down at U what?
15?
No, I think it was 18, like midget.
Yeah,
midget U18.
Yeah, but the double A's could beat.
No, I think they could beat, but it was close. It was like their sweet spot for training was top level 17-year-old males.
Okay.
Playing, 23-year-old females in their prime.
Right.
They'd win some, they'd lose some. The listener can correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
But they arrived at that after losing, quite easily to the junior teams and whatnot.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, so
again, though, just factual. Like, we're not trying to stick it to anyone.
No,
here.
exactly. So
and playing at that level prepares them well, and then away they go and they dominate. Right.
Yeah.
Once they play Switzerland 23 women or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's amazing.
But I mean, the thing is, like, I would watch, even though the Sens are terrible.
Oh, I can't watch.
I would still watch them over the PWHL Ottawa game.
Maybe that's where we differ. Like, if I had to watch hockey tonight and there was a Sens game and a PWHL
only if they were losing.
Game, well, if the PWHL game meant they and they were putting their emotions on the line, I'm going to watch the emotional game.
Yeah.
But again,
I would tune into the Sens, and if they were down 4-0 in the first, then I'd probably switch over to PWHL.
Yeah, I just can't get into either.
And then the one time that did happen, I tuned over to the PWHL, and they were losing. I was like, okay, I'm just shutting off the TV.
No, you guys are too limited in your sports palette. Like lately,
how's that?
Well, like, you don't watch curling. You don't watch basketball.
I do watch curling.
Oh, you do? I didn't know this.
Well,
how come we never chat about the curling?
I actually watched the...
Gushu and the World Men's.
This year I haven't watched it, so I shouldn't say.
Okay.
But in the past...
The timing's off this year.
The timing's
off.
off,
They're friggin' playing in Switzerland.
Yeah, the timing's off. So I watched, the championship game and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you don't watch
Congratulations to Ottawa's... What's her name?
Rachel Holman.
Rachel Holman. And
world
her team,
champion once again.
World champion.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So that was some pretty epic curling. That was before the Vegas trip.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But not a lot of baseball banter out of you this early in the season either.
A bit early, but I haven't been able to follow it yet. I will more when the Sens are out.
Yeah.
Which is another week.
Which is 3 games away or whatever.
Yeah, 6, I think.
Okay.
And I'll tune in the Jays more at that point.
Yeah. April is far from the dullest month for sports viewing.
Very true.
You got your everything's on except football, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
so we're going very long in the tooth here.
Yeah. Speaking of
off duff.
Speaking of everything's on.
It was a Tony Gabriel show today.
The whole show. What did we hit the hour mark?
We are at almost 140.
What?
Yeah.
An hour and 40 minutes?
Yeah. We're 138.20.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think you had that on.
No.
Before the show.
No. I started it when right before I said check.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
It is.
It was a good show.
It is 11:30 real time.
Very
it was
good
fun.
Show, yeah.
We covered a lot. You know what? It was probably the first show where you know why it was so long? Because I held myself honest to the list.
Yes.
We hit on everything.
We did, and we even talked extra politics in that.
And we threw in some good politics. I pulled in Olivia Chow and brought you back on a couple of times.
Exactly.
To the point. We covered it all.
Yes, we did.
That's Cop Car Coffee. Are you kidding me?
No.
An hour and 40 minutes.
Look.
Wow. You know what we should do? We're going to put a paywall up for this episode. Hey? It was that good.